What's up, guys? It's your girl Gloomy, back at it again with another video. Have you guys been? What you guys been up to? I wish I can sit here and say that I'm doing phenomenal, but I would never lie to you guys. I've been on bed rest for the last 3 days. Not 6, 3 days. My lungs were shot, not like literally. My asthma was like really bad, and I've been on bed rest. I've been like on the nebulizer and shit. I'm doing so much better now. I'm just left with like congestion and shit. I noticed that the last time I posted was 2 weeks ago. So I'm like, bro, I need to put out some new content, especially since I'm just here doing nothing. You guys had requested a video of me explaining my healing process and my Moldavite story. So this is what I'm gonna talk about today. And before we get into the good stuff, sorry if I'm fixing myself a lot. I mean, I'm pretty sure you guys are used to it. You guys know my birthday had just passed. And for those of you who didn't know, my birthday was on the 23rd. And I turned the big 2-4. So my birthday was pretty fucking lit. My friends are fucking amazing. I'm gonna insert clips so you guys can see what I did and all of that good stuff.
You guys, let me say let her cook and you not fixing.
For this video, I am gonna have my laptop with me just because I want to stay on topic with the video, like on the whole healing process in Moldavite. So I decided like it'll be better for me to have it on my docs. So yeah, if you see me on my computer, that's what I'm doing. I want to just make this disclaimer. When it comes to healing, it's an ongoing process. So just because I'm telling you guys how my healing process went about, I want to remind you guys, like, everyone's healing process is different. If my technique works for you, then kudos, that's amazing. But I just want you guys to know, like, healing is an ever-going process. I don't think there's ever going to be a point where someone's completely healed, because life will continue giving you battles on and on and on, which you have to learn from. So I just want to put that out there. Second of all, healing for everyone is different. Like, for me personally, healing was, I was at a point in my life where everything was going wrong, and I feel like everyone who reaches this point where they're craving peace or craving just to be healed is obviously going through a turmoil. And that was me. Like, my living situation wasn't the best. Financially, I was the brokest, if I'm being completely honest with you guys. The relationship that I was in was not healthy. Everything all around was just not giving, and I was just craving stability and peace, which is what pushed me into learning about spirituality, learning about Moldavite, and just understanding the art of healing. I thought the easiest way to make this video is to break down my healing process with 6 key terms, or 6 key things that promoted my well-being and stunted my healing process. So for 1, I have taking accountability. For 2, I have isolation. For 3, seeking help, aka being okay with going to therapy. 4, strengthening my faith in God, learning about spirituality. 5, learning how to pour into my own cup. And lastly, 6, forgiveness. I know you guys are probably like, oh my God, I feel like I'm in school right now. I hope you do. So go grab your bev, go grab some chips, go grab your blunt, your wine. I don't give a fuck. If you are a returning user, make sure to go check out my latest videos. I'm guessing you already gave it a thumbs up and you're already subscribed. if you're returning, right? Thank you. If you're a new user, welcome to my channel. Don't forget to subscribe, give a thumbs up to my other videos, and let's get this bitch on the road. Also, before I get started, I'm so sorry for the mess on my bed. I've been on bed rest, and taking accountability was something that I really needed to learn. It's hard when life is giving you battles for you to get yourself out of that victim mindset. I felt as though I wasn't living in that victim mentality, but I was, because I knew the situation that I was in, and I was letting my mind still get to me. Like I knew that I wasn't at my best, but I wasn't doing anything to get myself out of the rut. Even though I claimed I was, I really wasn't. Because if you're going through shit and life's not working out for you, and you keep telling yourself how, oh my God, I don't deserve this, oh my God, why is this happening to me? That's a victim mindset. That's number one for me. I had to just understand that some things are honestly out of my control and it's shitty, but in order for me to get out of this mindset, I had to face the uncomfortable truth that half of the things that I was going through most likely was my fault, or most likely I put myself in that position. Also, I wrote here, understanding that my stubbornness and my comfortability was causing the chaos. I got comfortable in the chaos and in the abyss of bullshit that I was in. Taking accountability is also you understanding your role in your situation, just to sum up everything. 2, isolation. I don't know about you guys, but me, I'm very open with this. All my friends know I do have attachment issues, but I'm weird because I also need my space, and I tend to live my life on a D&D basis. Isolation for me during my healing process was being okay with letting people go. And again, I mentioned this in my retrograde video, so if you guys haven't checked it out, go ahead and do that. I wrote, I realized that I stayed in situations and kept people around me due to our longevity and not due to the dynamic or what the situation had brought me. I was too afraid of change and too afraid of being alone, so I settled in situations with people just because the thought of losing them was too painful. And I'm happy that I wrote that, because I feel like that's everyone's excuse into staying in places where obviously you should no longer stay in. I'm not gonna lie, this part of my healing stage was the hardest, just because, as I mentioned, I was comfortable with everything. I understood if I really wanted to take this healing shit serious, I had to put myself in uncomfortable positions. I had to isolate myself, and I had to see things and people for what they are and not for their potential. As a Taurus, you know, we're the most stable of the signs, and I'm a very routine, scheduled person, but I am a fan of change, just not when it comes to dynamics and shit like that. So that was something really big for me for my healing process, isolation. 3, therapy and seeking help. Again, therapy is not for everyone, but I always encourage it, and I always will encourage it on this channel. You know the saying that they say therapy will only serve you good if you pour in the effort? As I said, I've been in therapy since young, but it didn't start working for me until now. And if you're really gonna kickstart your healing process, the same way you isolated yourself from situations and people that were no longer pouring into you and were no longer helping you become a better you, that's the same process you need to have when seeking a therapist. Therapy is not for you to just meet someone, sit on the phone with them, or sit in their office and just rant about how everything goes wrong in your life. No. For me, most of my therapists were like that. And how am I reaping any benefits from that, you know? I had to also understand that, 1, not every therapist is meant for you in your journey. 2, it's okay to break up with a therapist. It's as sticky as breaking up with a significant other and a friend, TBH. The good thing about it is, there's not really that much emotions, because hey, at the end of the day, I'm paying you. My insurance is paying you, so bitch, there's no reason why you're catching feelings. When seeking help, my word of advice for you, if you're gonna take this step in your healing process, don't be afraid of getting different answers or seeking different doctors, stick with a doctor that makes the most sense with you and that resonates the most to you when they speak. 4, growing my faith in God and spirituality. Personally, I grew up with my mom being a Roman Catholic Christian. So my entire life I've always been in church. I was a youth group leader, I was in the choir, you name it, everything. But it came to a point where I got older and I honestly started looking, I got to a point when I got older that I wasn't getting peace from going to church. Church and I had a bad link because of my mom. So at that point, I wasn't going to church no more for my benefit or to seek a closer relationship with God. I was going because I didn't want to get my ass beat, because I didn't want my phone taken away, because I didn't want to be prohibited from going to see my friends. And at that point, if your reason to going to church or your reason to looking for God is due to your fear of someone's reactions, then please don't go. Because of me being aware of this, I decided to look into another religion, which again, this was really hard for me as well because I felt like I was cheating on God. I had to come to terms with that as well. Like that was a whole other healing process for me when it came to this step. Because I'm like, damn, like, am I gonna go to hell because I'm leaning into something else? It was a very odd period for me. But what I am gonna tell you guys is take a deep breath and stop thinking if you're gonna go to hell or not, okay? At the end of the day, we are all childs of God, no matter what your religion is or how you refer to God. We're still his child, and by doing this and being curious, it's not, I don't really know how to explain it, but just don't feel the way that I felt, okay? Like, don't, no. If you're curious to learn about another religion, I say before you dive in deep, don't go based off other people's opinions. Don't go based off TikTok or any of that dumb shit. Do your own research, and whatever sticks with you, then it sticks with you, and then you run with it. A lot of people think that spirituality is just manifestations, crystals, tarot reading. Spirituality to me means you getting in tune with yourself and knowing how powerful you are with yourself. 5, pouring into my own cup. For me, I don't want to say this was the hardest, but it was a little bit tricky for me because I'm so quick to be there for others and to help others and support others and just root for others, but I'm never really like that for myself. And that's where I went wrong. I had to understand, if I can be someone's #1 supporter and I can be someone's go-to and their ears when they need someone to listen, I need to be able to do that for myself. Point blank, period. How can I be a good friend, a good daughter, a good aunt, a good cat mom, anything, if I can't even be good to myself? I need to start putting me first. And there's a saying, I think that I mentioned in my other video, which is you have to put yourself first 3 times and everyone comes after. Yes, while doing this, you might come off selfish. A lot of people might take offense, but the only people who will take offense to this are the people that are being selfish with your time and your love. If they see that you're in a rut and they see that you're trying to better yourself and you're taking the step to better yourself, they'll understand it and they won't take it anally, just saying. And the last one, forgiveness. I think that this is pretty much the hardest for anyone, but especially for us Tauruses. I'm quick to resent people. I'm quick to hold grudges. That's just in my nature. And with my healing process, I had to learn how to let go. Do I fully forgive everyone in my life who's done me dirty? Absolutely not. But did I learn to let them go with love and to stop being so reactive to things? Yes. I'm such a why person. Why did you do this to me? Why did you hide this from me? Why? Bitches, people. The why isn't important. What's important is what they did and how you felt. These 2 things are what's important. The whole whereabouts, how it happened, it doesn't matter. It just doesn't. Learn to let go of that. So those were my 6 bullet points as to how I went about my healing process. I'm trying to be a little bit chunky. A lot of people were going into these crystal shops seeking for the Moldavite stone. And I don't know about you guys, but there was a lot of horror stories with this crystal. Like, personally, I had one friend that had almost a near-death experience with this crystal, which is why I'm gonna reiterate, please do your research. Don't just base yourself off of TikTok and these things and going into these shops. Just please save yourself the time from looking ignorant and having some crazy shit happen to you. For starters, when it comes to crystals, everyone knows when you go to a crystal shop, you don't go in there choosing one. You let the crystal choose you. But what the fuck is this talking about? But trust me, it makes sense, and it will happen to you if you do end up going into a crystal shop. You're just gonna get it, okay? The girls who get it. The ones who don't. Yeah, like, I knew what I needed to do in order to stunt my transformation, but I was still being stubborn. Moldavite is a stone of transformation, protection, and abundance. What Moldavite does, it's considered the most strongest stone because since it's a transformation stone, whatever you're too stubborn to get rid of or to do in order for your betterment, it will make shit happen in your life that will force these exits to occur in order for you to be more in tune with yourself and to heighten your spiritual self. By the time that I looked into this stone, I was pretty hell-bent on, I'm gonna go for it, I'm gonna do it. I had a roommate as well who had it, and I was noticing her change. So that stunted me into wanting to do it. When I got my Moldavite, I didn't just raw dog it. I also got it with citron, which is to promote positivity in your life. Obviously, with a stone that's gonna low-key cause chaos, I wanted to balance it with something that's not gonna make me wanna off myself. You won't notice the changes off rip. For me, I had it for a total of 6 months. Within those 6 months, guys, I was struggling to find a job. I did find a job, was fired within 24 hours. My relationship went to shit. Like, truths were coming out, non-stop arguing, non-stop issues. My health was declining. My home life was crazy. A lot of shit went left before it went right. There's a saying that when you lose your crystal or it breaks randomly, then it served its purpose. 6 months later, after me having my Moldavite, I was on a date with my ex, and I woke up and it was gone. The only thing that was on my neck was citron. I don't want to blame it fully on the Moldavite, but I kid you not, I swear to God, if it wasn't for me taking those steps I told you and then me having that crystal, word of my mother, I feel like I wouldn't be the person that I am today. And I know a lot of you who like don't believe in crystals and spirituality are probably gonna judge and be like, bitch, you're crazy. That's fine. To each their own. But I know what I lived through, and I'm gonna tell you guys, before you get that goddamn crystal, be prepared, because the Lord's gonna make you feel like you was his strongest soldier, and I fucking wasn't. The shit that played out, because I can't really be too specific as to what went down, but let me tell y'all, the things that went down in my life within those 6 months was crazy. I'm sorry, guys, because I know you guys want more detailed stuff, but I'm just gonna keep reiterating that crystal is nothing to play with. If you are at that point in my life where you are so desperate for change and desperate to have that healing process stunt, plus the stuff that I told you that I did for myself in order to start my healing process, go for it. Just make sure to do your research. I hope you guys enjoyed my little presentation and my story. Please let me know if you guys do end up tuning into crystals. Feel more than welcome to reach out to me. I am more than happy to give anyone advice. If you're starting your healing journey and you're watching this, you're gonna be okay. Stay consistent. Stay true to yourself. Please stop being your worst enemy. You're gonna be okay. As always, before you click out of this video, make sure that you're subscribed. Give this video a thumbs up. click that bell for notifications. And as always, I hope you guys have a marvelous, marvelous day. Please don't end up sick like I was or am. Yes.